In this particular scene, Captain Sky, he is one of the military commanders of the World Security Army. He is a bloodthirsty interrogator, and he's interrogating Matthew Corby, who's a terrorist of peace. A terrorist of peace in the world's eyes in the future would be someone who is more of a religious fanatic, maybe like a Muslim or something.
So is there any key influences for this film? Anything?
It has a mixture of genres. It's sci-fi primarily. It's an apocalyptic film. So influences from Blade Runner, Clockwork Orange. So we're actually putting an 80s feel to the movie, although there won't be any classic 80s music in it, like in some films. We're looking to create a world that looks very similar to what we have today, but the technology exceeds what we have today. So if you were walking around in the 80s, you would have a completely different fashion. You would have, it's all right, you'd still have cars, you still have the technology we have today if it was in the 80s, but you wouldn't have mobile phones, and you wouldn't have laptops and tablets and iPhones. Yes, so unlike if you were now 20 years into the future, you might have all the same infrastructure we have today, but technology would have advanced much higher. In this universe, we have a gaming world, which is a 4D gaming, where they have microchips, kind of like a bit of digital technology in their forehead, which gives them the ability to see things that we may not see today. It's more of a cyborg technology. So whereas before, if you wanted to play a video game, you might put on a headset to VR, but instead of putting on a headset, the chip activates and you can play the game in your mind. It feels like you see everything like it is today, but you're actually playing a video game. Television's like a projection from the mind, so you visualize a screen that you can see. You can surf the internet from your mind. The technology already exists. It was invented in 1998 by a guy called Professor Warwick. He actually implanted his family, and he was able to control appliances around his home in 1998 wirelessly from his mind. So the technology did exist and still exists today, but just we don't use it because people are scared of having microchips in their hands and in their foreheads because they're told that it'll be a government control. But let's be honest, everyone's under government surveillance. They have mobile phones.
Isn't that a key difference in today's scene with Matthew doesn't have a chip in his head?
Matthew doesn't have the chip. Okay, so Matthew and his family are Christians in the film, and in the Bible it warns us against having a microchip, well actually a mark on the hand or the forehead, and he takes that as this microchip, which we have a scanner. JJ,
yes?
Can I borrow you a second?
Sure.
For 1 second?
Yeah.
Right, so this is my example.
Yes.
See, look at the camera. You
Yes.
see how JJ has a microchip here in his forehead, like a scanning. You can scan it like a barcode, but it's not a barcode, it's got a digital device inside it. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. So that's how it is. So like we would use a debit card to pay for things, you can scan your head and it would connect to your bank account, it connects to your passport. You won't be stuck in queues anymore. You can walk straight through, it just scans you, it takes off the money. Okay? So in reality, that could be a quite cool world. So we're creating that world. Matthew doesn't take it because he's religious grounds, but he is questioning his faith, and he might fall later on.